Hey everybody, Wayne here. In today's Recon, I'm going to unbox Warfighter, the fantasy card game. This is the Plumeria core game that transports the Warfighter system back to the world of high fantasy. Let's get onto the table for a closer look. Alright, so I've been excited about this one for quite a while, and with multiple people asking me over time, and finally I read the new manual that I know that DVG is going to be printing with the game in the future. I actually had a copy printed up myself. I'll say professionally, but I did pay to have someone do this for me, so that I have this available, and I've been learning the game from it, and I am ready to rock and roll. So, Warfighter, the fancy card game, Plumeria core box, and we are going to focus on the core box for our game that we're going to be playing, at least for now. In the future, potential for more. So, you guys saw it a little bit on my sneak peek, but it is a Warfighter game. If you're familiar with the system, there's changes for sure, there's differences. I know that, again, a lot of it is covered. So for example, we have two things in here. One, this is the Warfighter Universal Rulebook, Universal Manual. Yep, Warfighter Universal Rulebook here. This is a big, thick, in-color document. That's wonderful. We will not be using it at all for this game. The Warfighter card keywords, we will definitely be using this booklet, although there are a couple that are missing. Thankfully, they are, again, in this manual. And then there is a Warfighter Fantasy card game manual that is just Warfighter specific, Warfighter Fantasy specific. We will not be using that either. Again, everything we need is going to be in this. This is free to download. This is on Board Game Geek. This is, I don't know if it's on DVD's website at all, but, and then this, by the way, was created by, I don't know, does he not have his name in here? You got to put your name in here, dude. You made this. I know that the DVG literally is going to start printing this as the official rulebook, so yeah, I don't know why he didn't put his name in this manual, but anyway, it's on Board Game Geek. Check it out. I've read through it. I've watched his video of how to play, and a lot of good information. I think this is going to really make this game learnable and playable using this rulebook. So, all right, Plumeria. So the core game box, we have a nation guide, special nation guide. I don't know. There was talk of maybe this was only in the Kickstarter edition, but I'd be surprised. I feel like DVG usually includes basically everything in all their retail games as well. Don't quote me on it. This is a copy, and all these, I bought all this myself. These are not review copies. So I just cannot confirm, but I'm excited to read through this, just get a little bit of that, you know, fantasy feeling, right? The backstory, build up the world so that when you're playing, you're kind of part of it, right? I'm looking forward to that. Here is the campaign sheet. Remember when we looked at the board, which we'll look at in a second here? This goes in the top corner. So this is the actual campaign board. Speaking of that tactical display that I mentioned. Well, and I usually save those for last, but you guys already saw the neoprene one from the treasure chest, which I will be using. So here's the mounted one that comes in the core game box. Always nice that they include mounted. If I could learn to unfold it, we'd be fine. Yep, so, you know, you have your tactical display here, where you're going to have, you know, you can either do campaign setup, which is where you place the campaign. So it's modular, right? So you could put any campaign up here. Right now, there's only the one campaign, but future expansions, really hope there will be more. You can put them up here, or you can do a single adventure. Regardless, you know, this is where you're going to resolve everything, basically. You know, you are going to have towns, so anything you do in town, we place here. You go on your adventure, you start here, you're going down in the dungeon, you're going to have, you know, wherever the objective is get placed on one of these locations, and then in between will be random locations that'll get filled in. You move to them, you're going to encounter traps, you're going to encounter treasure, you're going to encounter hostiles. Here's a little tactical display, little battle board area here. You will have hostile cards, the different counters in there, and then whether you're in range 0 or striking range, which is something unique to Warfighter Fantasy. And you have the attack chart, defeat cover with attack, whether you're getting a hit, causing a wound, or just a vuln, which weakens you or weakens the enemy. Both weakening the chance to hit them, or increasing chance to hit them, and increasing or decreasing their cover. And then you have a turn sequence printed on here, which is always nice. The turn track up there. Yeah, it looks very good, very clean, very easy to read. What else we got in here? Should have those chits we talked about a little bit. So, yep, so a bunch of different ones. So, whether it is chits for, and I'll pause for a second, you guys can look, the money ones, but I have, remember I have nice metal coins, so I won't need those. You know, you have the different heroes that are available, drawing for which hero they are, which number they are, which then when you're drawing for the enemies, or for the hostiles, you're drawing chits to determine, okay, who are they attacking, which would be these here. So that way you have, you know, say if you have 3 heroes, you know, you'll mark them 1, 2, 3, and then you'll just put the 1, 2s, and 3s in cups, and then you'll be drawing, so that way your hostiles are going to hit random heroes. Those vulnerability counters I mentioned, so you take a vul instead of a wound. Action, so different heroes, right, you're going to have 2 actions each. Hand of cards if you have a player hero. Wound counters, just looking through everything. Very clean, very easy to read. As usual with TVG, I'm sure they'll pop out, yep, super quick, and very thick, nice counters. They'll work, I'm sure, very well. Never a timer right there, little torch, I like that. Clear, this is for areas, this is for the campaign map, if you've cleared the dungeon there, right? A little closer view, maybe the heroes. Again, I'm all double-sided here and everything like that, so very nice. There's lots of other unboxings, I'm sure, so you guys can see these in more detail, but with 4K here and everything, pausing for a second, you guys should get a good idea what you're getting here in the core box. And now we have our cards. Whoa, so many cards here. Holy cow. And then before we open them up and look at them, we have our dice, right? So we have our D10s rolling for hit, and then the D6s for that defeating that cover. All right, let's go ahead and open up some of these packs. All right, I want to open up some of the packs, spread out some cards. We're not looking at every single one, folks. You get the idea. If you're familiar with Warfighter stuff at all, you probably don't even need to look at it. You can just skip ahead to future videos of mine. Otherwise, hey, what you got? You have your party of heroes. You're going to build them. You know, it's going to be, you know, you have, say, Garrett, the human fighter, and you have, you know, he's different levels. So first level, second level, all the way up to, I believe, 6th level. Yep, all the way up to 6th level. His stats are going to increase, right? He's going to get stronger. He's going to have more abilities. You have Aaron, the human cleric. You have Vex, the human thief, etc., etc. Now there are actual player heroes, which them you get a hand of cards, hand of action cards, and then there are squad heroes, things like that. Team heroes where you don't get action cards. You only get hand of action cards with a player hero, so you're going to want to make sure to always have at least one with you, because you're going to need those cards. But those heroes, right, they're going to have skills. There's cleric skill. They're going to have gear, mundane gear. There's weapons. I don't know which stack they're in. There's different items you can get, right? Whether it's, ooh, look, fitted chainmail armor. Ooh, beautiful. That's the cost in the corner, or how much it's worth if you sell it. Its cover it's going to give you depending on its sturdiness. Sturdiness, right, starts at 12. As it takes hit, it's going to go lower and lower. You can see sturdiness counter here. Mend 1 per 1 copper. It's armor. It's fine armor. You can have limit 1 armor per hero. Can't be stacking your armor. Different hostiles, right? You're going to counter everything from nuisance, common, renown, and then legendary. So nuisances are going to be those weird little skeletal swordsmen. It's going to be green slimes. Ooh, green slime. Ugh, yucky. Harpies, cave spiders. Ugh. You know, common, legendary. What's legendary? What do we got for legendary? We got the Elder Punisher. Ugh, it's like a demon creature. Flying fiends. Ooh, I don't want to tangle with those. So, you know, and then with each of them, they're going to give you how many health they have, how many there are. So for this, it's going to be 8 of them with 2 health each, what they're worth when you defeat them, how much treasure you get, and then that little gemstone is related to the items, which you can see here, that gemstone there, right? It's going to tell you so kind of what you get for items, volcanic ruby, a fitted chainmail, shadow daggers. Ooh, nice. Action cards, I mentioned the hand action cards, right? That's where you're going to be drawing hands of action cards. They're going to be doing things, and you can do things with your actual action tokens, but as well, you'll have hand cards that'll kind of do additional stuff, right? So you always hopefully have different options, whether it's attacking, conduct a swarm, pay 1 action, cost for any hero to perform an attack on a hostile card with 3 or more hostiles. Okay, so dealing a swarm, deadly attack, add, you know, bonuses to that, unengaged. Here's our tracking the hero, add +2/+2. So just a lot of, and there's a ton more, right? There's a ton more. I didn't open them all up. I don't need to show them all off. Mundane gear, water skins, herbal bandages, cleric skills, right? I mentioned skills. So clerics will have special skills, melee speed, fighter skill, oath of courage, just different abilities they're going to have. Oh, and here's some more heroes, human wizard here, dwarven cleric. And it can tell you if there's nothing there, it's just going to be a regular hero, so nothing listed. It's just, you know, that that's going to be the full hero you're going to get a hand of cards with. If it says, you know, the SH squad hero, then you know it's going to not have a deck. It's not going to come with a hand of cards. Yeah, fighter abilities. So all kinds of good stuff. You'll learn, if you don't know about Warfighter, you're going to learn about it in my playthroughs. But basically, like I said, you know, you build your party of adventurers. You're going to pick an adventure, or if you're doing the campaign, right? Place it on the board, place the objective. You're going to go down into that dungeon. You're going to move location, location, fighting hostiles along the way, collecting treasure, collecting good gear, and hopefully defeating the big bad at the end. So I think that's basically it for Warfighter Fantasy. I'm very excited for this one. Hope you guys are as well. Let me know in the comments below, again, if you played it, looking to play it. Looking forward to my content on it. Please let me know. There will be more coming shortly, I'm sure. So until next time, everybody, later.